NIU's got one of the top hospitality schools in the country, so today we decided to put one of its culinary students to the ultimate test. This is Layla Knapp. She's a junior in the HRM program, and today she'll be competing in a cook-off against head chef Mark Molinaro. They'll compete to make 3 French omelets, then present them to a panel of judges from the Flagstaff restaurant industry. Let's go.
Layla,
Chef Mark?
the yoke's on you. Let's do this. All right.
Definitely feeling a little nervous coming to this competition. I know that Chef Mark likes to make it a little competitive and he wants to talk a little crap and have some fun. So I'm excited and happy to have a new experience and work on something new.
Layla, I hear you over there. Omelets are oftentimes one of the creations a new cook has to make when they try out for a job, and it involves a lot of technique. So you have to understand mixing the egg white and the egg yolk together, and then seasoning, temperature control. What we say in the kitchen is control your heat. Don't let your heat control you. Knowing when to stir it and when to stop, when to flip it and when to not. These are all important things to look at. I was going to go, you got to know when to hold them, and you know what, but I didn't go there. So what I'm doing now is I'm letting the egg kind of set. I've already made the base of this, and now I'm going to try and kind of set the outside so that I can actually roll it and scoop it on the plate. So the idea with a properly cooked French omelet is that it's scrambled eggs in the middle and then an envelope on the outside. So that's what it should look like when you're done. So like this. So you should be able to roll it over so carefully. And it should be really tender, soft and smooth. And then you can take it and put it out on a plate very easily, like that. And then I'm gonna come over here and brush just a little bit of clarified butter on here so it looks shiny. Then I'm gonna add just a little bit of French sea salt. It's kind of like popcorn, little bits when you crunch on them. And then a little bit of fresh parsley, just to give it a little color and bitter, and some fresh green. All right, and there we go. Classic French omelet.
I stay super focused when I'm cooking, especially since it was a new dish. So through my head, I was just thinking like making sure to stick with the steps. I watched a couple videos beforehand and kind of took some notes. So I was just trying to remember what I had researched and try to implement those techniques. So I was definitely just zoned in trying to get it done.
What was fun about watching Layla is besides her being just a dynamo and the smartest student I've seen in a long time, she's got this courage to really try things that maybe she's not even comfortable with. I asked her when she came in, I said, so did you practice? Are you ready? And she's like, yeah, I think I'm ready.
Let's bring in the judges.
All right, chefs, thank you. There's a $100 bill taped underneath each of these plates. Feel free to peek under there. Bon appetit.
I was definitely nervous. I mean, all of these chefs are amazing. I wanted to make sure that I made a good impression and I was able to, stand out, especially against Chef Mark because he has done this for so long and he's so experienced.
Start with Dara.
Dara's my wild card. I know her excellence in food, and she's an amazing pastry chef as well. Some people don't know that. She's an amazing business person in town and is just changing lives. And I know her high level of excellence, so I'm hoping I can hit that mark.
I was able to meet Dara before when I did a tour of her wine bar and also Shift, her restaurant down here in Flagstaff. And so I really want to impress her because I really enjoyed her and her restaurants and the tours and stuff like that. So it was definitely nerve-wracking, but super fun.
I like the tightness of the omelet on the left, though I like the color more for the omelet on the right. I can tell that just by looking at them, the filling inside is a little bit more loose, so that's what we were looking for a French omelet. I'm excited to, see the seasoning and what they taste like.
Okay, yeah, I agree. This one's a little bit tighter, but what I'm looking for when I'm looking for a French omelet is a little bit more on the loose side. I don't want it to be overcooked.
So Gio was going to be another one of my wild cards. He's on our executive board, and he's an amazing chef and brings such strong, passionate energy. I just got to make sure I cook that omelet just right.
And the color looks beautiful on this one on the right here. So yeah, I'm excited to try them and make sure that they're seasoned properly.
It was super fun to meet Gio, especially because I did get to study abroad in Italy last year, and so it was fun to talk to him because he is Italian, he's very connected with his culture, and that is kind of like the main basis of his restaurant. So it was super fun to chat with him and just kind of build a connection and be able to have a talk about like my study abroad experience as well.
I think I would third everything that was said.
So Jamie is everywhere.
I had met Chef Jamie before. He'd worked with the class that I took last semester.
He owns Sashmo's restaurant. He owns Grand Canyon Spice Company. He also does the food for Mother Road Brewing Company. So he's totally plugged into Flagstaff and is a big fixture in the food scene.
The color looks great. Yeah, excited to just get into it.
I definitely could see the difference in the color. Mine was a lot more yellow and his was a little bit more gray. I definitely think I could work on the tightness of my omelet to try to emulate Mark's a little bit more, but I was super happy with how my first French omelet turned out and definitely was a lot better than I was expecting.
Okay.
Okay, I think both of them were seasoned almost identically. Neither of them were overly seasoned. I think almost both of them could use just a touch more salt and maybe even some pepper, but more salt. I think I preferred the omelet on the right. I liked the eggier taste of it, and I liked that the filling wasn't quite as set. I think the omelet on the left was a little bit over.
I like them both. I agree 100%. I think that they both needed salt. I think that the one on the left might have had more air incorporated into it, which gave it that firmer texture, but I love the way the one on the right was cooked. I think that one was cooked perfectly. For my liking, again, and how I do mine, I like to just give it a little brush of butter at the very end with a little bit more salt, to finish. I wouldn't be mad at eating either one. But if it were a preference, I like the one on the right a little bit more than I do on the left.
We eat with our eyes, and I've got to say, I think the one on the right was eggier. I think is a great word to use. I really got the egg out of it. Yeah, so I'd go with the one on the right as well.
All right, clean sweep. So who's our winner?
The one on the right. The one on the right, Layla.
Good job, Layla. Rocking it. Excellent job.
He's been waiting all day for that.
Yes.
I know exactly what happened. I was going to throw a little monkey in there, wrench, and I had some of these nice spices in the back from Jamie. So I went and I grabbed a little bit of the ancho chili powder and I put that in the omelet, and I think that gave it that little where they thought the color was off a little bit. So after I did it, I was like, oh no, but live and learn.
It definitely feels amazing to have won the competition against Mark, especially because I respect him so much. But it was also super fun and just a really fun environment, especially with the judges.
I'm always excited to take a back seat and have the student drive, and I'm so grateful that Layla had an amazing experience and her omelet did look awesome.